Welcome back. This is Usman, and in this video I will be showing you how to create Tic Tac Toe game and deploy it to GitHub using GitHub Pages. First I will just show you the output of the game, and right now it's deployed on GitHub. You can see that github.io in the URL. Let's say second player. Now player X turn, player X, player O, and that's I'm doing it for your test simple testing purpose to show you. That's the final output. Okay, now let's move to development. I made this game using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, let's see. I am opening my Visual Studio Code as an editor. Let's add a folder here. I will go to my D drive, create a new folder, my game. Add this folder into the workspace. Yes, do you trust? Now first I will create an index.html file in this folder. Index.html. This is our HTML file, and we also need an style CSS file, and we need a JavaScript file. We call it index.js. Okay, let's start writing code. Okay, let me just zoom a little bit. Control B. Basic tags, tag. Okay, I will create an h3 for our player ID. We give it an ID of player. By default we set it to player X. Now I will need a div. I give it the class grid, and here I have another h3, and I will give it the ID of result. We will set it in the later, but I just define it here. Okay, now in styles.css file I will assign this grid class some styling. Let's define its height for 60px, width for 60px, and background color is equal to black. Let's link this file here, style.css. okay, you can, if you are using Visual Studio, you just right click here and click it open with live server. It will automatic HTML file here like this. Or if you are using another editor, simply go to the folder, and I give the folder my game, yes, here, and click on your index.html. the file will open it. So now we need 9 boxes in this big black box, where we can put our cross and circle. So let's create the 9 boxes inside it. I will close this side menu. Okay, I will create 9 divs inside this div, inside this parent div. Okay, div 1, 2 and div 3. Okay, I just copy paste it, Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, now we have created. Now I will add some stylings to it. Now I set its display to flex and I use okay, now dot grid div height I will get 150 px, width 150 px. Okay, and background color set to white. Let's see what our code looks like. So you don't see any difference because it's white. Let's set it to red. Okay, all our 9 boxes are wrapped inside the first in this row. So let me just put it in the right manner. I'll use flex wrap property, flex wrap. This will wrap all the boxes inside this grid class, the div boxes under it. Okay, and I'll use justify content and use space between. Now let's see what we got. Okay, now you see you have here 9 boxes, you can see it, but you do see the bottom gap is a little bit lesser than the vertical lines. So we'll add here margin bottom of 5 pixels and let's say, and now let's set it to white. Okay, now we have achieved our grid view just like this. Okay, right now we click on any of these boxes, nothing happens. If we click here, you see there is a picture of a cross and a circle. In this, now we will add this picture here. Okay, we don't need to touch our HTML. We use a basic add event listener, DOM loaded. This means that when this page is done being loaded, it will run this script under this whole event listener. And let me add it properly, function, and here. Okay, I will write my code inside this function. Okay, I will get all the squares, 9 boxes that are here. Okay, I will define a variable const squares document query selector all. Here is the function dot, I am selecting all the grid and this is my to selected. This is the class and this div. This means that every div that is a child of this dot grid class, we are getting it. Okay, now we have all of these 9 square in our square boxes. Now I'll define another variable. Because we will change this variable in our code. I will call it player display is equal to document dot get element by id, and just I will put the id here and we give the id player. Okay, player. Okay, now I am squares. I will give it squares dot for each. I am using for each function. If any changes happen in this square, this for each function will automatically be called. Square, oh my bad, function. Now in this function we are passing the square that in which the change happened. Okay, so we'll use this square and we will attach an event listener to it, add event listener, and we'll call it because it's already defined in JavaScript. And here I will give a function, and I have not defined this function, but I will define it later. Call it click outcome. Okay, this function will automatically receive this event here, the click event. Yeah, now I am defining function here. Now we are receiving the click event. Here I am defining another variable, my squares. Now I use this because we will convert this into an indexing arrays indexes. We can now access it using this because we don't want to change this original array, and we can't change it because it's defined as constant. So I'll just put it over squares, and I will define another variable called index, and here we will get the event the box index that was clicked. Okay, so my squares dot index of an event dot target. Let's just simply show it using alert box and index. Okay, click. Okay, you see we got 1 here because arrays indexing always starts with 0. Here we get the 0. Okay, now I will define classes here, and we will use this to add picture. Layer X, background, image. Now we have to URL and we have to put the image. Right now we have no images in this folder, and now I am putting pictures. The square boxes with 150 by 150. Now you see we have these images here. Cross JPG, Now we have defined these two classes. Now we'll attach these classes to the box. I will create an if statement here. If oh my bad, this will get the string inside this h3 tag. With right now this is player x. If it's player x, then we will use these squares to add the player x class that we defined here for the image. Squares index dot, this is a JavaScript function to access classes and add. Basically I use add, and here I'll put it player x. Okay, now I will change this inner HTML to player O. Next time this will not be the player x. We want the player O to take his turn. So we'll player display dot inner HTML equal to player O. Okay, now here's the else part. I will just copy paste it, and make a small change here, O, and here we'll change to player X. Let's see what we have here. Refresh the page. Okay, we got our images as we wanted. Now we can click on any of the boxes and this will add images. Now it's player O turn. If I click any of the empty boxes, we will see a circle on the box. Okay, it's time to add logic to our code. So I will define variables here. Const player x symbol. Now we will represent, I will tell you why I declared this and this variable, and player O symbol, let win flag equal to false, and let, in case if nobody wins the game, then we use this as a flag, false, and here winner name. Now who, we need to know who wins the game. Right now I set it to none as a default, and last we need an array history, and I call the array history, and by default I set its value to -1, and we need this array of 9. You know, we have 9 turns in the game. That's why I'm defining this array of length 9. By default I set to -1. Now I just copy paste it, 5, 7 and 9. Okay, now I have defined these variables, so now let's use it in our code. Here we will not add cross and circle into these squares unless we know if the game is, if somebody wins the game or if the game is tied. So first I'll put an if statement here. If this variable equals false and win flag double equal false and tied flag double equal false, then we will go, and if I will use history and the index we got here, we will use this index. If history index double equal to -1, -1, then now if win flag is equal false and tied flag equal false, we are simply matching. Double equals means we are matching values. If I use triple equals means this means that we are matching the type of the variable also, but we are not, we are simply matching values. Okay, so here the code that we wrote here, now I'll put it inside here, because if the box is empty, this means that if the box is empty, please add circle or cross inside the box. Now just add it, put the correct indentation. Okay, now it's good. And we also need to change this history array on each click. So if player X clicked it, I use index and give it the value of player X symbol. Okay, this same process for here, and but we will give it player O symbol. Okay, now we have done that. Okay, now I'm define another function, or let's define if here. Suppose if somebody already, let me show you first. I clicked here and I clicked here, nothing happens, you see, but I need to tell the user that the box is already filled if he is clicking on the box right now. So let's add this. So I will define else here and set alert and give the message the box is already filled. Now let's check this. Yes, now it's payroll turn. Now you see we are getting the message the box is already filled. We use the JavaScript alert functions here. Now if any times I am adding a symbol, adding a picture to my grid here, I also need to check if somebody wins the game of this action. So in order to do that, I will define another function in the bottom, but here I simply call that function. First let me go down there and define this function here. I will call it function check winner, and it will receive a value and we call it symbol. Right now this is empty. Let's call this function here check winner, and we pass it this player X value because we want to know if player X win this game of this action, the recent action that he did. And same here, now we have defined it, we call the function. Now here I need to put all the combinations that winning combinations, so I will explain it. Now here I have defined the winning combinations. The yellow lines here you can see. Right now our div doesn't show anything but the value here that we are getting, the squares. In these squares it means we are getting 0 here, 1 here, 2 till 9, from 4 5 6 7 8 9. Oh, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 is our last index. That's why I made this paint picture to show you. Here is our horizontal combination 0 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 7 8. These are three separate combinations for horizontal. This is for vertical, red lines, you see the red lines here, and this is for this diagonal, and this here is for this diagonal. Okay, let's write this into our code. So right now we are here, and okay, I'll use it history array because this is the array that keeps the track of the values filled in it. So, and we use the simple indexing 0 if history 0 double equal to this symbol that we passed here in this function. And let me just copy paste this okay. This is our first horizontal combination 0. I just need to add the correct indexing here 1 2. I am now just gonna simply copy it and paste it multiple times. This is our second, third combination 4 5 6 7 8. This is last combination because we have total 8 winning combinations, and here this is our first horizontal and our second is horizontal combination will be 3 4 5, and the last horizontal combination will be 6 7, and this is our 8. Now here I am adding vertical combinations 0. Let me just check it here. Vertical combination 0 3 6 1 4 7 and 2 5 8. Zero here 3 and 6. Below here I'll simply use 1 4 and 7. Here 2, 5 and 8. That was our last vertical winning combination. Now in here I will use this right diagonal values, which are 0, 4, 8. 0, 4 and 8, and here I will use these values 2, 4, 6. These are these left diagonal indexes 2, 4 and 6. Okay, now I am in the if any of these combination is true, I use OR operator. This means if any of these three combination return true, then we will come here in this part of the statement. I will define another function here, set winner name. Now simply I will call it set winner, and I will pass it again symbol, and I will define it later. Now I'll need to define else part. Else if, suppose if all of the boxes are filled and none of this combination became, so let me put it this way. Now don't need that. Yep, we have here this. If all of these are filled and first I will define this function. Okay, that's history 0 not equal -1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I will simply press Ctrl Z, Ctrl Y. Okay, add it here. Yep, I will use word wrap. If now 0, 1, I am adding this condition if the game is tied. If the game is tied and all of the boxes are filled, then we will use this. The control will come here. 2, 3, 4, if all of the values not equal to -1, then I will set tied flag to true and set this our result this S3 result value using get element by ID result in HTML, and I'll set nobody won the game. Okay, now this is set. You can just leave it here if using this if and else if, or if you want you simply define else and leave it empty. Now I need to set this winner function. Oh, set. Okay, if double equal to player x symbol, then we will set winner name to player x, else you can simply use else or else if for the checking part, but I'll use it simply else here, and this else will gonna do the work. And player O. Okay, now in the end I need to win flag, set win flag to true, win flag value to true, because somebody win the game here. Also I need to set the result here. If player x win the game, then document dot get element by id dot result dot inner html. We can use backticks and this dollar sign, and here name won the game. Same line for player O. Okay, this is set. Okay, what is missing? Yep, we also need to define a function that check okay, let's just hit it. Ooh, 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 and ooh. Now you see player x won the game, but if I click any of these, okay, nothing happens because we can't click on any of this, because this here win flag is true. That is why here win flag it's true, it will not come into this. Let's say now I define here. Why I'm feeling that yep type flags, and I need to set the winner name here, winner name, because nobody wins the game, so I simply call it nobody. It's funny because this reminds me of the movie Nobody name. We also need to define if this a function that will check here. Oh, I use set timeout function here, and I will pass it a function called result, which I have not defined, and it will take 0 millisecond. Now if win flag, then we'll simply put a confirm box, use an confirm as an alert box, if and confirm here backticks dollar winner name on the game. Press OK to play again, and if the user press OK, then we will run this window dot location dot reload. This means that reload this page again. Or if a tied flag equal true, then this same thing goes here. Okay, here, and this will only check it. Also, I need to add this here. If let me show you first. Okay, you see player X won the game. Let's just say if I press cancel and I click here, nothing happens. So I need to add another alert as a confirm, and I add it that here else, and I use this same that we defined below. Now let's check it again. True. Okay, cancel. If I click here, okay, now you see every time this confirm box, if the game is finished and you press cancel again, empty box, you click OK, this page reloads again. So we added the logic. Now we need to add this winning lines, like here you see this is our GitHub live project. We need to add these lines and these colors to our h3. Okay, yeah. Here comes our final part of the editing. We go to CSS file, and for h3 blue, this is set. Now here, now you see our colors changed. Now I need to add lines here in this already defined function, but you see here are 8 combinations. I need to add a classes in these 3 indexes individually. So in order to do that, first I will create simple CSS that draw the lines. So first we will draw horizontal line, then vertical, and then for right diagonal, and then for left. Okay, so here comes the horizontal. Before I am pseudo elements, using pseudo elements, content empty, position absolute, margin top 67 px and border top 15 px, solid blue. I am typing this because I have already did that, that's why. If you don't know how to do it, I will tell you in a moment. This is for all our horizontal combinations. Okay, let's add this into our horizontal combination. You see in our index file we have these are our first three horizontal combinations. So we define an if statement here, if, and I simply grab this from here, this and this, squares here, dot class list dot add. This is for adding classes in an HTML using JavaScript. So here is, oh my bad, I need to copy this class here, Control C, Control, okay, I copy, just need to do this 2 more times. This, sorry, this and this, if, else if, and I simply remove it because I will gonna copy it from the top here, so that will be easy. And this is our last horizontal combination, this and this. Now we need to add the indexes. Now you see we have 0, 1, 2. We need to add this horizontal class into these indexes. So 0, 1, 2, here 3, 4, 5, and in here 6, 7, 8. Let's first test our code. Okay, now you see we have added the lines, here's the text, and we change the text color also. Okay, now we did horizontal, we added winning lines for horizontal combinations. Now we will add this for vertical. Or simply else if. Yep. Now here is our vertical, first, second, and third. Now our first horizontal. This is our vertical, and I just direct copy these 3 lines and oh man, yep, this is the line, and it will gonna get messy, but Control X, and now you see we have 0 our first vertical. Here I will add our second vertical. Okay, second vertical, and here comes our final vertical combination. Okay, all the vertical combinations are done. Now we need to correct the indexes, and also I need to make this vertical class to add it here. So first let's just go make a class for the vertical. Dot vertical, I use pseudo elements before, and simply I copy this from here and paste it here. We have to set it to 70 pixel margin top, borders okay, width okay. Also I need to add margin left in this, which is -3 px. Also I need to correct this angle 90°. Okay, now I have defined this vertical class. Let's add it into over here, here and here. Now correct the indexes according to this if statement, which are first we add this 0, 3 and 6. Same for here 1, 4 and 7, and also add class here. Okay, and here 2, 5, 8. This is our last vertical line. Okay, this is our last vertical line will be this combination. Okay, I told you I will show you how to edit these lines if you are okay. I have not added these diagonal lines. Okay, let me just simply go with this flow. Okay, so if you are not sure how to align these lines properly, simply inspect the page and click here and hover over to this. You see this class, and you can now move this up, down and left, right according to your own style settings. And you can also move this angle here. You see I will use this 45° angle in our right diagonal. Okay, let's add it. I'll close this. First I'll simply go to our style.css file and define our right. Content position will be absolute. border top 15 px solid blue, margin top 72 pixels, margin left, that will be minus 30 pixels, width 220 pixels, and last transform rotate 45 degree. This is our right diagonal. Let's copy the class name. We'll do it later. First we'll add this here, copy it, copy. Our right diagonal combination is here 0 4 8. This is the combination for the right diagonal. This is here, I will put it here, right. Now need to correct the indexes 0 4 and 8. Now go to style, copy this class name and okay, class is added. Remove the empty line. Now I need to add the left diagonal value, and I think that will be 2. 4 is our center point, and here the 6. 2 4 and 6. All I need to define is the class here with the left diagonal value dot let's copy this, copy paste this, and content, position, border top, width 220 pixel, margin top. Margin top here will be 67 pixels, and margin left will be minus 35 pixel, and our angle will be here 135. Okay, we have defined it. Now simply copy this class name and add this here. Okay, now it's done, all the combinations. So first I will check for the right diagonal here, and okay, now it's done. Let's check it for the left diagonal. Okay, this is done, we test it. Now check for vertical. Let's check for this O portion. Okay, now you see we have made a mistake in indexing in our vertical. This will be here. Yes, 2 5 here. We need to add 8 here. Okay, let's check it again. Okay, we did this. Now you see we have corrected our mistake. The last check here. Okay, I think okay, done. We have added the lines. Now we simply need to add this code into our GitHub, make it public for everyone. So I'll open my GitHub. here on the browser. I will create a new repository, and if you are going to deploy it using GitHub Pages, your repository must have to be public, because if it's private you can't use GitHub Pages. My game public repository, I don't need any of this because we are not adding any history. Simply create repository. Now after this is done, you see here that you can upload an existing file. So I'll click here, drag files here to add them, or simply choose your files. Our folder name is my game, and I select all of the files and simply open it here. So you see they are uploading. Okay, all the files are uploaded now. I commit my changes, processing files. Okay, all the files are now uploaded. So go to settings here, and here and on the left side in this menu you see pages option. Click here. Here GitHub Pages is currently disabled for this repository. To enable that, we need to set our branch here and click save. Now you see you have the link to your game here, your first page. So I click it. It will not gonna open for the first time. It does that. Also, I haven't told you, if you set your HTML name to other than index.html, it will not gonna open automatically. You have to put your HTML file name here, then .html extension. Let's check again. It will only take 2 to 3. Now you see your game is open, and here live on GitHub with the repository my game that we define the name. Let's play it here. Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you do like it, please comment, subscribe to my channel, and comment if you have any suggestions or any issues. And thank you for watching, and stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.